keys and a conversation between the keys and the flute. Pianist and composer Anil Srinivas catches up with his collaborator, the incredibly young and the incredibly versatile Navin Iyer. Bravo. That was lovely. And I think what a perfect setting for the flute. It's like a Vrindavan here at Anita's garden.
But it's always a perfect setting for Navin. He's always, he never fails to enthrall, I would say.
Was that the Shankarabharanam that you...
He played Shankarabharanam, that he went into Luka Chupi, and which is what he is. He's, which you said yourself, he's versatile. He's managed to play everything from classical to semi-classical to moderately classical to film.
Yeah, and all at just 24. Excellent.
That was actually my first work for Rahmanji.
And you've just, I mean, we have to talk about Slumdog Millionaire.
Of course, and he's played on Slumdog, he's played on Delhi 6, he's played on everything that we all listen to all the time. And it's his music that makes, to me, it's his, every time I listen to his track, and you can ask him this wherever he is, I call up and say, this particular section in the song, did you play it or not? Because I believe that I have the ability to check, to know when it's his playing. He's, I think he's just amazing.
He exactly knows my sound.
How did you both meet?
We first met at a performance at Singapore. It was a kind of weird thing. He will say more about it.
It was a very weird performance because until the concert, and in fact even during the concert, we didn't know what we were playing. Because we were meant to play something, but then the crowd there turned out to be entirely different from what we imagined. And we had the organizer coming and saying, can you play this, can you play that, can you play this?
So was it just the two of you, or were there other musicians?
No, there were some other musicians as well, but it was, that was the first time we both played together. Yes. And I think we bonded over the fact that it was our first performance, and he and I were sharing a hotel room.
Exactly.
And we escaped as soon as we could, and we sat there, and we just sat the whole night and spoke all the nastiest things about the people who organized that.
But what did you play at that concert? Do you remember?
Played classical content, and he joined me on some of the classical.
Do you think you can do that? Do you remember?
I'd rather not play that. I'd play something else that I have recently become a fan of his playing from. It's a theme from another very close friend's music, Selva Ganesh, who's Vikuvin Akramji's son, and he's also a good friend of mine. He's played for his film. This was Vendila Kabaddi Kudu.
Right.
And he's played the theme song for that, which I think has become sort of the theme song for Tamil Nadu, I would say, because everywhere I go, from Salem to Sirkari, everybody's listening to it in their radios. So let him play a snippet of that.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll do that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you.
He manages to do that. Sometimes when we are sitting in the recording studio and we are trying to decide what to play, he'll just suddenly take his flute, and that's his way of expressing himself. He is shy. And when other people are talking, he tends to freeze up, but he'll suddenly take his flute and he'll just play something like this.
It's also maybe a hint to you to stop talking.
No, and it's, his flute has that ability to silence people also. I've seen him do this with, in fact, we did a sort of a sample recording with a very good Celtic violinist friend of mine called Daniel Tetlow, and where he just played, that was the first time Daniel was hearing him. And Daniel is somebody who plays for the river dance repertoire. And the first time he heard him, he just fell flat. And this is exactly what he did. Daniel and I were discussing something, and then suddenly he just took up his flute and he started playing. And that was the end of that. And everybody else just shut up.
So you've had a classical training, of course.
Of course. I started my training with NKC. She's a Carnatic flautist. And then with KV Ramanujan, who's also a flautist. And then I continued my training with TV Gopalakrishnan sir. Then slowly I transferred to the film side and Western, Hindustani, and lots of other things.
So let's hear him play a classical piece.
Of course, yeah.
Whatever he's comfortable with.
Yeah.
What is your favorite raga?
He has so many.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way, whatever ragam he plays is my favorite ragam.
Depends on the mood, right?
Why don't you play us something from Slumdog?